We want to thank our outstanding sponsor, Touring and Cruises Travel. It's the same team as Touring Plans Travel, but with a new name. Their travel advisors will take care of your Disney or other travel destination needs. Make sure you tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney, and this is that show where you ask questions, Doug and I answer them. Are they the right answers? I don't know, but they are answers.
They are answers.
Questions. Thank you to everyone who went on Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, asked questions. We're going to have a lot of fun going through them today, Doug. But yeah, this is going to be a great episode. Some of our favorite episodes to do.
Yes, we love listener questions. We love your questions. We love to answer them. Sometimes they're right.
Sometimes. So you'll let us know. Our Patreons, of course, will always let us know. And because we're recording this early, we did not have any new Patreons, but we do love our Patreons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the community. We're going to be seeing some of you, I hope, in the parks when this show comes out. Hopefully I get this all scheduled and everything good to go when gotta remember to do that before we leave. So so thank you, Patreon, so much.
There we go. Also, Apple Podcast reviews. Leave a 5-star review and we will read it on air. It's a great way to support the show. Another great way to support the show is just share a post with family or friends. Or if we've helped you with your trip, message somebody. Say, hey, listen to this. We'd appreciate it. All right. So Apple Podcast reviews, got 2 of them. One is long. Bear with me, but not the first one. All right. Just chilling with a couple of fellow Disney parents. By Dre5751. Want an honest view of what it's like to do Disney with your kids before you book? Listen to these guys and they'll give you the highs and lows so that you have realistic expectations of just how much magic you get to experience as mom and dad. They also convinced me to book a trip. Laughing emoji. Enjoy. It's a great one. I feel like we're honest.
We are.
There's highs and lows, but we love both.
Yes.
I think. All right. Next 5-star review. Full disclosure, 5-star and want to be read by Grumpy Pariah. As I sit in this dimly lit room, tied to a chair, wondering what they will do to me, as I've been threatened with churro beatings, and not the good Disneyland ones, I have prepared statements to read. Doug and Derek are not only the smartest and handsomest podcasters in the space, they are also the most knowledgeable Disney experts, the likes of which Disney executives reach out to them for input. Chapek was fired for not taking their advice and heeding their wisdom.
Yep.
Don't be like Chapek. Listen to the show. Learn from the show. Live the techniques of the show. I am being treated very well. I have been fed a diet of Dole Whip and Mickey-shaped foods while under the care of Doug and Derek. Besides their wisdom, ruggedly good looks, and upstanding citizenship, they are also humanitarians, the likes of which the UN should consult, like Chapek should have done. Joking aside, yes, that was a joke. Great show. Love how it's very informative and down to earth. Feels like I'm hanging out with friends while listening. Again, not a joke. Thank you both for a great show and all you do. I mean, we did not actually kidnap and tie up anybody and beat them with churros. And if we did beat someone with churros, we'd spring for the Disneyland ones.
Also, would Chapek have been fired if he listened to us? Probably not.
Probably not. But he couldn't get past his own ego.
That happens.
Yeah. There you go. 5-star reviews.
Yeah, keep those coming.
Yeah.
We'll read those on air all day. So thank you so much, everyone. So let's just jump right in. We have a bunch that we're going to get to. We are not going to ramble, so we're going to just try to get through each one. Take a minute to. Sometimes we get way off topic.
I feel like that was aimed at me, Derek.
Exactly. Yes, okay. You got it. We're not going to ramble. We're just going to answer the questions, Douglas.
I have not looked at the questions yet, so that's
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. We'll start in Facebook land. So Kevin Hopkins asks, what is your favorite Disney snack and why is it the pulled pork barbecue jelly donut sandwich from 8 Spoon Cafe in Animal Kingdom?
No.
No,
Dole
it's not.
Whip.
I've never had it.
I've never had it. Do
Neither
we
have I.
need to?
It's a Gaston cinnamon roll for me.
Dole Whip. Sorry.
So he also
Is
goes on.
that a real thing? Have I
So
been
go here.
missing?
No, he's going to go on.
Okay.
Any other answers are obvious admissions that you have never tried this wonderful treat that outshines all other offerings in the parks. I fully admit this is solely for the purpose of getting exposure and more sales for my favorite treat that I am scared will be taken away as no one ever talks about it. No, I've
And
never even heard about
what
it.
is it again?
It is a pulled pork barbecue jelly donut sandwich from 8 Spoon Cafe in Animal Kingdom.
So 8 Spoon Cafe is like one of the little kiosks.
Yes.
A jelly pulled pork donut sandwich.
You want to try it? Let's try it. Next trip, let's do it. Let's do it. Yep, we're doing it.
I
Gotta
don't know how
remember to
we
do it.
don't.
All right. We're gonna be there
What?
when this show comes out. We will literally be at Animal Kingdom.
Probably
So
eating a donut
hopefully that we will
sandwich.
take a picture
How
for
much
you.
will my cholesterol go up with
Doesn't
this?
matter. Don't you have a pill for that?
I
Caleb
do.
Bigsby asks, can you break down what exactly comes with the happily ever after dessert party? Thanks, guys.
So there's multiple dessert parties. One where you go to the desserts before the fireworks. One's where you go after the fireworks. It's the same stuff at both. There is beer and wine and
Unlimited, kind of.
and then there's like apple juice, chocolate milk, water, lemonades, all the drinks you can imagine, right? And then there's cheese and crackers and lots of sweets. And they rotate, so I can't say for sure, but there's enough sweets and usually chocolate covered strawberries. And seasonal things as well. But it's unlimited. You just go early. They usually seat you way early from what they tell you, half hour, 45 minutes before sometimes. We usually get in line about an hour before it starts, and we're done eating by the time it starts. And then you head over and get your spot for the fireworks because you still gotta get the spot within the space.
Yeah, they reserve a space for you, which is great.
It's a great space.
It is a great space, but yeah, there are tall people that will stand in front of you still.
You don't want to eat your food and then sit there. Like if you're done eating, you want to hightail it over to the space. And if you're doing the desserts afterwards, it's just the opposite. Go check in at the space first. Beat the people that are currently eating. You get even though you're in your space early and you're like, well, the advantage is I don't have to go early. Well, you have space around you. You can sit on the grass, yet spread out. It's not like sitting on concrete or constantly elbowing somebody to save your space. It's much more relaxed no matter what.
There you go.
But the desserts are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the beer, wine.
They ran out on mine.
Oh, wow.
On the after.
It's because of Derek.
Probably.
Okay.
I only got one. They're like, all right, we're done with you guys.
Yeah.
So
I eat lots of desserts there. Lots.
Emily Penner asks, going to Walt Disney World for 12 days, scheduled 9 park days. We have 6 people, 4 adults and 2 kids, ages 11 and 5. My stepdad was thinking about doing an after hours. Is it worth it for all of us to go, or is it not needed with 9 park days? Yes, we are crazy.
It's not really needed with that many park days, unless you want to experience it. And if you're looking at the weather, say it's going to be raining the next morning, maybe you do the after hours. That's more a game time. I would not plan that in ink.
I would not take my 6-year-old to an after hours because it is late, and you have a 5-year-old. That's just my child, knowing them.
That's an additional cost on top of your 9 park days already.
Yeah.
Unless the after hours is something you really wanted to do.
Unless it's a holiday themed after hours.
Right. But that's different. We're talking, that's a holiday
I'm just
party.
saying, throwing that.
So
yes.
After hours is just you
just
get the Mickey bars, you get the snacks, and you get the rides. Where a party is, there's parades, fireworks, that sort of stuff. If with the 6-year-old, I don't know. You can't rope drop the next day. You're shot the next day. Mm-hmm. So you'd have to have a solid break the day you're doing it, and your next day would be one of your days off to make it worth it. But you got a lot of park time already. But if it's the summer, right? They said it was the summer.
Yep.
It might be better because of the temperatures. So that is the advantage right there.
There you go. All right. Kristen Cleven asks, if you are booking a trip to Disney World and have a Disney cruise, would you recommend doing the parks days before or after the cruise? I've done both. Doug, you've done
Before,
both? Yep,
100% before.
before.
That's the only reason I do them after is because my flights just didn't work out.
That's about the same. Well, no, we tried the first one. We did the after, and you're like, "Oh, Derek," and
Yeah,
I'm
you did that backwards.
now before, and our trip in October we have 2 days before. So
So yeah, the great thing about before is for the cruise, you want to come in a day before minimum anyway, because if you're late because of flights and other issues, you miss the boat, literally,
they
right?
leave without you. I
Yeah,
heard that rumor, and
they
I'm
do
not
not
messing with
care.
that.
So you coming in early, doing the parks before. Also, the parks are exhausting. The cruise can, I say can because my wife doesn't understand this fact, can be relaxing.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that.
hmm Yeah. Rumor has it people get to
Okay,
relax on cruise ships that don't travel with my
so
wife.
yes, before.
Alaska, we're going to relax. I told her that. I'm going to sit on
Okay.
the deck and look at mountains.
Ooh,
She
with
just laughed at me.
oh, with fishing Mickey. All right,
Yeah.
Drew Dean asks, if you could move one attraction from Walt Disney World Park to another Walt Disney World Park, which one would you choose to move and why? And I'm going first because I want you to take
Oh,
mine. Guardians of the Galaxy does
okay.
not fit at Epcot.
It's
It's
Hollywood
going to Hollywood
Studios.
Studios.
So
That is
dumb.
it. There you go. That's sorry, I didn't want you to take mine. So good
The
luck following that, Doug.
You got the low hanging fruit, my
I did.
friends.
I know, but it bothers me every time I go to it.
I think the safari belongs. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think that is the like 100% easy sort of thing. I would love to move the Frozen sing along to the Magic Kingdom.
Okay. I would
It
love to
would
move.
packed
Yeah, that would work. I would love to move. The other one that bothers me is I want to move the aquarium at Epcot into
over.
Animal Kingdom.
It's really heavy though, Derek.
I'm with fish and water
Yeah,
and all,
right, right, really heavy. Like there'd be a lot of helicopters.
or the Nemo show, I guess, to Animal Kingdom, just like because that would free up more space for an
Or
attraction.
the Nemo show to Epcot, like by the land. There's room, or by
Yes,
the seas. There's room back there for that theater. Like, let's bulldoze the Nemo theater at Animal Kingdom and really build something special for South
love it.
America and move the show to Epcot where it belongs.
I agree.
Let's just make Epcot the Pixar park,
I'm okay.
the non Toy Story Pixar park, just to be
Even
clear.
better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
I can deal with
Let's get
that.
behind that.
Leslie Radke asks, what do you think about split stays? Do you or would you do them? What combo have you tried? What combo would you love to try? What combos would suck?
Oh, I've done so many split stays. We've done on property to off property. We've done value to deluxe. We've done deluxe to value. We've done deluxe value deluxe. If there's a combo, we've done it because early on in Michelle's career, she just wanted to experience all the room types and all the
Yep.
resorts. So we moved a lot, and it was annoying to me
Hmm.
and I'm not even the one that packs, but it's super easy. You pack, you give the bell services your luggage. It eventually shows up at your next hotel. Don't plan on it being there early. We're talking after 5 p.m. sort of thing. It involves lots of tipping because you tip the bell services when they take it, you tip them when you get it back. But it's nice because you can get two very different vacations with only one vacation. So, like, you can go do, say, French Quarter for 2 or 3 nights and then go do Beach Club for 2 or 3 nights and have very different experiences. I know we did Bay Lake Tower for a couple nights one time, and then we did Caribbean Beach, right? I usually recommend going up the scale as the
Yes, I was
vacation
going to
goes
say
on.
that. Yep.
That's an important thing. But if your arrival day is like early and you're not going in the park, something about staying at a deluxe the first day is really nice because you have all the dining options, sometimes character meal right there in your resort.
Hmm.
Where if you're staying value or moderate, you don't. So, and like as you go further on into your trip, sometimes your hotel room becomes just a place to sleep as you get more and more tired. It doesn't matter how good the mattress is by day 5 of a Disney trip. So I can see it both ways, but I love me some split stays. We do not do them as much anymore. I will say that
With 3
because
kids now, I don't do them at
yeah,
all. And
I had
more
3 kids
kids,
when I
yeah.
was doing them,
I was
Derek.
going to say,
Come on,
yeah,
man.
you're okay.
Yeah.
Somehow we trash a room within like 5 minutes. I'm like, you guys just got here.
That's a Derek thing.
That definitely is.
Yeah.
No, that's a Derek's kid thing. It was like a
Derek's
tornado.
offspring.
Yep.
But yeah, split space, great. We used to do them all the time as we were not going to Disney as often, but we were doing longer trips. Now we tend to do a lot more shorter trips to work with our high schoolers' schedule, if that makes sense. Or our split stay is around a 3-night cruise. So that's a great way to do it too.
All right. My favorite split stay is when we stay at a resort and then the Star Cruiser. Those were the
That
best.
was the best.
Anyway, I had to get the Star Cruiser in this show somehow. Moving
R.I.P.
on. Twitter asks, what do you guys, oh no, the Foil Mouse Ears on
Oh,
Twitter
yes.
asks, what do you guys want to see happen at Beyond Big Thunder?
Just lots of attractions.
I want a
don't
big
care
E
what.
ticket, big e-ticket, roller coaster,
Like
villains.
Velocicoaster level?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I just want lots of attractions. I just want
Mhm.
more than 3. Like, I want multiple things.
And a reverse nighttime show, which
Okay.
that would be awesome.
All right. There we go.
And lots of screens. So many screen
All the
attractions. I'm kidding.
screens?
All the screens. I'm
Okay.
being sarcastic.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
go I want them to do it right. Go big, spend the money. Don't DCA round 1 type of thing.
You want DCA round 2.
Correct.
Or
But
3?
start with round 2, 2.5, whatever they're at
2.5.
now.
They're at 4, I think. I
Oh,
don't know.
wow.
I don't know. I think at Pixar Pier, it's been done like 4 times by now.
Yeah, I need
crazy.
Avengers Campus to actually get done before I call DCA 4. So
It's
anyway,
never going to happen.
Kraus Mouse Adventures asks, seems like almost everyone gets Genie Plus. Everyone is super, so nobody is. Would you rather keep Genie Plus and individual lightning lanes the way they are, make them much more expensive so less people are super, keep just individual lightning lanes, or eliminate them both?
Well, first of all, shout out to Kraus Mouse. They gave us a shout out on one of their recent YouTube videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so go check out their YouTube, Kraus Mouse Adventures. So there was a question in there about using Genie Plus Lightning Lanes. You just got to keep using it. I think the price is going to continue to go up.
No. You're missing that.
I'm
What
missing
would
the
you
question.
do? Yes.
Oh, if I'm Chapek. Wait, not Chapek. If I'm a Bob.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm one of the Bobs. I just keep cranking the price up.
I would make it. See, I think it's wrong. So after going to Universal and experiencing
the price is way up.
That is what Disney needs to do. Like Genie Plus is way too cheap. I've said it on the show many times. They need to double that price.
Basically, the price, if you were to buy every individual Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, add $20, there's your price.
Yep.
Right? Would that put you around $200? No,
that's too much.
Wouldn't it?
Well, but still, it needs to be 90.
100. Express Pass for a lot of people costs more than their park ticket.
Yes. Well, and what's funny is my local amusement park is doing it now too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the Express Pass is more expensive than the park ticket. It's my local amusement park.
You're talking Worlds of Fun?
Yes.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
I know they have. I'm just saying, I'm just, okay. Making a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the price needs to be up around $200, and then we'll see actual expressness. And more people will complain even more. There is no answer that's going to make people happy.
Correct.
And there's no answer like that actually works. So
I still think there needs to be individual lightning lanes for dining. Still want it.
People buy it.
People buy an ADR last minute. Absolutely. I know that. No, you're right though. No matter what happens, we all lose because someone's going to complain.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Also, we only got 2 questions on Twitter. Usually Twitter, we get like 30.
Well, the first problem is we're calling it Twitter. It is X.
It's X. My bad.
Once it changed to X, it died.
All right.
There's a
so Doug made a point that we have not gained any followers on X.
It's just been level for like 6 months.
So someone go follow us. Give Doug 1 like on X.
Oh, I don't care because
he cares.
Threads is growing.
Okay. All right. We do have a question on Threads coming. Doug's got it.
I'm going to get on
Threads question. No, I'm going to just knock out the Instagram.
Oh, let's do the Threads question.
Okay, we're on Threads.
All right, from Circle Lifts. I have no idea.
Good job, Doug.
Yep. In March of 2024, we were able to find the custom magic bands at D-Tech sites in Disney Springs Marketplace Co-op and the Tron gift shop. These spots sell the non-plus versions of Magic Bands that don't require charging. Where else do they have the D-Tech shops? They are not at World of Disney. Yeah, I don't think they're anywhere else. I think
Yeah.
that's it. You can't get that done at Hollywood Studios anymore. There used to be the place on the main drag there in Hollywood Studios, but you can't find non Magic Band Plus at Hollywood Studios to buy. I bet if you ask somebody, maybe they're like, we got one in the back room. We'll sell you under the table. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're
Trying
getting
to get
away
rid of
from
them.
it.
Yep. I
They're
finally bought one, which is,
welcome
that
aboard.
I know.
Well, you'll want it for your cruise, Derek.
Yes, that I do understand. So,
And it works in both places, which is
Sure.
that's nice. You don't have to have a cruise specific Magic Band Plus, so at least. So Threads, we're on there.
we are. Go
Yeah.
follow us there too. All right. Moving to Instagram, which we got the most questions. Aim to the E asks, if you were planning a short solo trip, would you prioritize rides, foods, or experiences? I'm about to go on my first solo trip this summer for 2 days and can't decide how to prioritize my time.
I think you figure everything out around the meals you want to eat. That's how I do it.
For a solo trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I try to find that one e-ticket or the thing that I'm going there for to see. Maybe it's new ride or attraction. But then I always want to splurge because I don't have kids with me, so I can actually get a signature meal or signature cocktail. And that is what I'm going to go do.
Well, and the great thing about from the food side is you never have to be like, so what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you don't have
Oh,
to
no, I
do
still
that.
do that to myself. That's a conversation
Oh,
Derek and Derek are having.
that is concerning, Derek. You might want to work on that. Okay. Yeah, I base it around the food. The experiences, I think, next, because the attractions are something that are easy to do with a large group, small group. Like, that's the expectation. You go to Disney World, going to go on rides, right? But going and seeing, like, the mariachi band and things like that are a little different, sometimes that gets overlooked by your family travel and your group
That's
travel.
a good point. I like that
So
one.
prioritizing the experiences, I think, is kind of fun. The little details.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good one. All right. Kaylee Whitwer has a bunch of questions. So, what does Disney do to help accommodate kiddos with special needs / autism? This is kind of changing with DAS.
There's the DAS. You go online, you fill out some stuff beforehand. A doctor is involved, so it needs to be diagnosed. That's the simple fact of it, and they approve things, and that's how it works. But the DAS pass.
Yep, it's really great, but too many people abused it, so now we're having a little bit more.
People were telling us we should get the DAS pass because we have asthma. Like, you know what? It's there may be a flare up, but like our kid plays soccer as well. I don't know that we should come from a soccer game to like, oh, we need a DAS pass to stand still in line.
No.
Like, that was the issue. And these were people like, well, we do it all the time. Like, should you? Right? Not the intent.
Also asks, is it easier to start with Disneyland or Disney World first? Does it even matter? So if you've never been to a park?
I mean, if you can go to one, go to one.
I agree.
Right. Land or World, both fantastic.
No matter what, you're going to go to one and you're going to want to go to the other one.
Right. Now, will I say World is significantly better? Of course I will. But Land is fantastic as well.
How do you choose which attractions to visit first?
It's based on projected wait times later in the day. So you go to the attraction that is going to save you the most time by going there at rope drop, because getting there before the line builds, like Peter Pan, it just has a long line later in the day. You don't go to Peter Pan because you love to go on Peter Pan.
What?
You go to Peter Pan because the line's going to get ridiculous. So that's when we give our rope drop strategies. It's based on maximizing our time in the park and avoiding the longest peak waits.
Okay. Love that. Is it doable to do Disney without the dining plan?
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely. Do it all the time.
It definitely is easier when you're there to have the dining plan. Like,
yes. Prepay for that.
Guilt-free.
Yep. Is there a place to go if your toddler gets overstimulated and needs a moment to cool down? Ooh, the baby care centers.
Yep, there's one in every park. The baby care centers are great. There's also some other little hidden spots around the park that you can go and find, but baby care centers, that's
Fantastic.
what they're there for.
We spent a lot of time in some of those.
Yeah,
Good
we've
cold water. Each one has
oh yeah.
great cold water.
Yeah, baby care centers.
Okay. Thank you. All right. And Galvant with Katie asks, how do you navigate taking your children out of school for Disney visits? I hate going during spring break, but I want to take my children to Disney. Any tips and tricks?
Well, first step is how are they doing academically, right? Like, is your child one that will be okay to miss a week of school? What grades are they in? When my kids were in elementary school, we went all the time during school. Now that they're in high school, we do not, because missing high school is shockingly hard. Plus, they have lots of activities. Um, but I think the other step is communicate with your teacher. We had some trips where our kids had a ton of homework and they did it all on the trip. The airplane, our evenings, our breaks during the day, they did a little bit every day. And that was key. One kid one time did all the homework, came back, and then they had done none of it while we were gone. And then he was very grumpy for about a month. Uh, he told the teacher how grumpy he was. But she's just like, well, now you're ahead. But
There you go.
yeah, we did homework on the trip. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
In
we're taking our
elementary,
kids. We're taking our kids out of school for the cruise, my 40th cruise, because they messed around with our spring break dates or our fall break dates, and it's just one we're like, you know what? We're just gonna figure it out. They're gonna be missing 4 days of school now.
and also there's educational value in the trip. If that's what works best for you to go, because it is cheaper to go during the school year, right?
Correct.
And if that's what allows you to go, there's educational value in travel, and Disney has plenty of edutainment, especially all around Epcot and Animal Kingdom. Like, you will learn things. Like, go to the American Adventure if you're having some guilt about missing school.
There you go.
I'm
Good
pretty
call.
sure that's where I learned more about my history than I did from class.
Love it. All right. Next one is Andrea Rig one. I think Disney World Land Cruise people also tend to love the idea of national parks, and I've heard you mention such trips throughout different episodes. As a mom of 3 young kids who all have a fierce love of all things Disney, I am curious how Disney planning skills can help with a national park trip. What are your favorite parks, and what would your ideal trip be? What is the best age to start adding these trips into your rotation? My kids are 8, 6, 2. So I don't think we can do it yet, but we want to.
I
Oh, I
think
think you can do it.
a 2-year-old, though, that's a
No.
lot of work.
No.
Did you take a 2-year-old to
Nope.
hike through a mountain?
Nope.
I wouldn't go with a 2-year-old. But you're a few years away, and it depends on what you want to do, right? But my favorite parks are Yellowstone, Arches, and Bryce Canyon. Those are fantastic. And the way Disney relates is you have to plan way in advance. So like Yellowstone, if you wanted to stay in the Yellowstone or the Old Faithful Lodge or Inn or whatever it's called, that Wilderness Lodge is based off of, like it books more than a year out in advance, right? So some of the stuff needs some really pre-planning. We did not plan that far out. There's also some things that you need like entry tickets just to get into certain areas of state parks, like Rocky Mountain National has like time tickets for entry. Arches did for a while. Zion has some things you have to get pre-purchased. So every park's a little different. So do your research and know what you have to pre-plan and that sort of thing. And know that just like at Disney, rope drop is your friend. We rope dropped Old Faithful at like 6 a.m. on the 4th of July. We saw it erupt 4 times while we were there. The first time we saw it erupt, it was us and 4 other people, 9 people watching it. The next eruption, we were still right near it, and there was maybe like 25 people. Then we went off, did another trail. For that next eruption, we watched it erupt from the cafeteria, and there was probably 1,000 people there. All the tour buses had shown up by then. So rope drop,
Rope drop. Name
the
of the
national
show.
parks.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to do Glacier and Yosemite. Those are the ones on my to-do list. So the Everglades is the least interesting one we've been to. 100%. Sorry, Florida.
All right. Margaret Griffin asks, are you a fan of solo trips? Which resort do you think is best for a solo trip at each price level? And what are some of the dining experiences or extra experiences that you would recommend for a solo traveler? Obviously, as a solo traveler, you get to do exactly what you want to do, but are some things what you do if you were on a solo trip did not have to accompany it with other people? What pricier extras would you consider doing that you might not be willing to pay for your whole family? So, are you a fan of solo trips? I'm not, Doug.
I am. I
I'm too
don't get to
extroverted.
do them. I might have a solo few hours because I'm usually traveling with you or with Michelle,
I fly in
right?
before you, so I've now had a few times where I've had a day without Doug.
Yeah.
It's miserable.
I could do it. I would love it. I think Beach Club for a solo
Oh no,
traveler,
solo trip, man. I'm just gonna stay pop. I'm gonna spend time in the park.
you just pop in and out though. You just
Okay.
walk.
All
You
right.
don't have to awkwardly get on the Skyliner with other
I
people.
love the skyline. I'm an extrovert. This is where I like it.
Okay, well,
All right.
I
What about
I've
dining solo, Doug?
it's weird. It's
It
hard.
is
Some people
weird.
can't do it. So during a festival, it's actually very easy to eat
Mhm.
during a festival because you just find the closest trash can and eat your meal. And as far as like trying things without the family, the festivals are the best
I agree.
for that because like with kids festivals, I sure they can do it in theory, but they kind of stink. But you don't have to like agree to go do something or like wait on somebody to go to this booth while you want to go to this booth. Like you just get to do what you want to do.
Mhm.
It's glorious.
Now, her final question, what more expensive price point? This is the money one where I would be like, yes, this is where I'm going to do Keys of the Kingdom. I'm going to do any kind of, scuba diving tour
Right.
or any kind of fun, unique thing that is
The
expensive.
Africa trek would be
Yep.
come to mind. Like
Love
that would
that.
be because you don't have to pay for the whole family, just you.
Hmm.
Yeah, those
So
tours, not a VIP tour because you pay for
still
that.
need
Like
10
yeah,
people.
you need friends.
Yep. But if you can find, you're like, hey, we're looking for someone, perfect
No,
timing.
yeah.
Jump in on that. So Dishi too asks, I'm taking my first ever solo trip in December. What do I need to know, be prepared for? A lot of what we just talked
Yeah.
about.
It's just do you, right?
Yep.
Like be willing to be adventurous with what you're eating and doing and that's the
Do
main
something
thing.
fun for yourself
Yeah.
that you wouldn't do normally with the family. So Catherine underscore I asks, my family and I are doing a staycation over Christmas break at Beach Club. What are your favorite things to do at resorts in Disney Springs? That is a good one to go to because Beach Club has Stormalong Bay.
Hopefully it's warm.
It doesn't matter. If you have kids or anyone, they'll still jump in, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, it would matter for Doug.
God.
Yeah, the swimming is definitely the thing. Book your miniature golf reservation in advance. The winter Summerland is perfect for that time of year. Um, yeah, I the Disney Springs over Christmas.
It's
God
so much fun and
bless
bananas.
you. The hopefully they'll do the tree trail again. That's interesting.
Hopefully the drone show comes back for that too. Wouldn't that be cool?
It ends in what, October or
Yeah.
September?
September.
Yeah, so hard to say. Maybe they'll come back with a holiday version. But yeah, it's going and looking at your. If you're not going in the parks, you can go look at the holiday decorations everywhere. Different
Wilderness
character
Lodge, great.
meals.
Animal Kingdom, look great. Yeah, and
Mhm.
go do some character meals.
Yeah,
Love
there
it.
you go.
All right, Josh Sheffel asks, what are your tips for visiting in the heat of the summer? How do you deal with rain showers, ponchos, umbrellas, or other? Do your shoes get wet? How do you deal with that? He has not listened to this show long.
Derek, Derek doesn't pack enough socks and then
Oh, I
uses
have
a
since then. It's been 8
blow
years of this show.
dryer
I have
to
used her
dry
clothes
his shoe and it
multiple
smells
times. It
so
does.
bad. Don't do that.
Okay.
Ugh. So if your
Sometimes you
shoes
got to
get
do what you
wet,
got to do.
so if you're really smart, you pack some newspaper. And if your shoes get wet, you crumple up the newspaper, you put it in at night. It's magical. I don't know what newspaper is made out of other than magic. and it pulls the water right out of your shoes. They're good to go the next morning.
Okay.
So there's the tip for wet shoes. Don't do what Derek does. Um,
In the
Ponchos,
heat,
I as a
oh,
family though, we buy ponchos when and if we need them.
no.
We've had some trips where we've never bought them. There's
We've
some
actually
trips where
started
we've
bringing
gotten
our
them
own,
wet.
which is, yeah, the last few trips, we just had a bag of ponchos. We bring it into the park. Clips onto
You
our
still
stroller.
have a stroller.
Yep.
We are strollerless,
Yeah,
so
that's gonna change, I
yeah.
know. So,
Uh-huh.
like, when our trip, I'll just have the 2 pocket ponchos that I carry around.
Yeah, I should probably make sure I have those. I usually take 2 because they're flimsy. Yeah. Oh, the heat of
For
the
the heat,
day?
my son overheats, like, really, really, really bad. So, he has 2 fans, one around his neck at all time and one that hangs down. We have a like, we bought one of those Mickey cold compresses. We stop, we ask, cold ice water, soak it, and that goes around his neck and head as well. And one of the big things is just if you or one of your family members, and we've gotten so much better at this, they're like, I'm done. I'm hot. We stop. It's like, okay, we've hit the moment. We find shade. Usually now I know where the closest restroom, shaded area, cooled
Hall of
off place
Presidents.
is. And we just go do that until we're able to reset because having someone overheat at a park is a not good situation.
And also, like, knowing or telling your travel party, your kids, other people with you, hey, at 1:30 we are heading out of the park. Like, we're gonna go take a 4-hour break. We're
Yep.
gonna miss the heat of the day. We're gonna miss that afternoon shower. We're gonna rest, recover, and then come back. That's usually our strategy. Like, our kids know the break is coming. I mean, we don't necessarily tell them now. They'll usually ask, but other like Derek said, find the place for some recovery.
And get a Dole Whip. Anyway, Skylar Dak Davis asks underrated experiences at Walt Disney World. What are those season visitors missing out on?
So the what do we do that is not considered real popular that people might miss out on? Well, I think the People Mover gets some love, but not enough. Like, it's it looks really silly and lame, but do it. Do the People Mover. Soak it in. Enjoy
Okay.
the People Mover.
You're not going to say go to Rafiki's. No one does Rafiki's.
No, no
Go
one
do
should do
drawing
Rafiki's.
back at Rafiki's.
The
Underrated.
drawing is cool, but that
Okay.
means you had to take the train to get there.
I'm just saying that's an underrated experience. People
The
don't even
drawing
know
is
about it back
underrated
there.
for a reason, though.
Okay.
What else is underrated? I think Voices of Liberty
I agree with that.
is underrated by the average park goer. It is
They
a
skip it completely.
show in the American Adventure Rotunda. A cappella group sings. It's fantastic.
I'm trying to think of Hollywood Studios. Droid building. Build a droid. Worth the
Oh,
money.
yeah, if you have
Underrated.
kids,
Yep.
definitely.
It's not seasonal, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay. Kimberly Asherwood asks, which rides are worth circling around and riding twice at Rope Drop? Is it worth trying to do the double rope drop at Magic Kingdom? We have an EE. Any suggestions? Just guessing that is for Magic Kingdom. If our plans put us there on an AP Tiana's preview day, would Genie Plus be a must buy in case the AP preview day
Yes, by the Genie Plus there.
and will it be harder to secure rides with it being that AP holders are probably better at maximizing Genie Plus?
No, AP holders are reluctant to buy Genie Plus.
Okay.
They don't like to spend money on it. They miss the days of FastPass Plus
Yes.
where
Yep.
they knew the system better than everyone else. So some of them just refuse to buy it, which the advantage has shifted back to the once every so often traveler. They can come in and figure out Genie Plus in a day and be just fine. Where your local APs usually do not buy it because they know they can come back and they also know they can wait in line. So that's I wouldn't worry about that, but I would buy it and just do as much as you can.
So, which rides are worth circling around and riding twice at Rope Drop? I would say the ones that you love. My son has done it for Test Track. If we've done it for Millennium Falcon, if you have one that you want to make sure you get done. My wife did Rock and Roller Coaster like 4 times in a row. So, if there's your favorite ride, that's the one you do twice.
But if there's not like a definite favorite, you want to get off and get moving so you
Yes,
can
I agree.
maximize other things. But if there's something like, this is my favorite ride of all time and I can stay on it, then go for it. But if it's like your first time doing it, then no, just keep it moving.
Okay. And then is the double rope drop at Magic Kingdom worth it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you're done with what you want to do in Tomorrowland and Fantasyland, then
Yep.
yeah, head over, try to get Tiana's or Thunder, which Thunder's going to go down shortly after Tiana's opens, but move over that way. Jungle Cruise, the other option.
There you go. Sharian14 asks, how do you spend a full day not in the parks? What are you going to do? Resorts, activities, shopping, restaurants?
I don't like to spend full days not in the parks, Derek.
I
This is a
agree.
hard. I go in the parks just for a little bit, because with the AP you have that luxury. But if you're buying a park ticket, I get it.
Yep.
Sleep in, hit the pool.
Yeah, some of the good pools, you got Stormalong Bay, Beach Club, Animal Kingdom Lodge. You can look at animals and you can hang out in the
You,
awesome dining.
yeah, Animal Kingdom Lodge. You can also do counter service at other restaurant or
Yeah.
other resorts if you don't want to spend the money on like a sit down meal somewhere else. You can go check out the other resorts and then have a meal at their counter service. It's a
Mm-hmm.
fun way to go.
It's good, especially if you're nearby some of the other ones. Go explore during the holidays. Great. But yes, I do love Disney Springs. Doug makes fun of me.
I do.
It's still great, and it's worth it's worth going down there, maybe trying some dining or doing something fun and different.
Okay.
There you go. That's it. So last one is Magic Key Mama asks, where would you stay and what would the game plan be if you only had one day in Epcot and then off to a cruise?
One day in Epcot.
Yes.
Well, then I think the Epcot area resorts, beach, yacht, or boardwalk makes all the sense before your cruise because you're right there.
Yep, I agree.
Easy peasy, lemon
Mm-hmm.
squeezy.
Plus, you're kind of staying deluxe before your cruise. Kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, unless you want your cruise to feel really nice, then you go stay at All Stars.
Good point.
Yeah. It's a different kind of upgrade.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. The final question of all the
Oh.
questions, Steeder asks, would you consider an episode about annual pass holders? How much, how you budget, how you maximize it, and tips and tricks? We've done that in the past.
It's been a while, so we do need to update the math. We'll do it this year. We'll get to it in 2024, I think. But here's the rough math: is it's about $1,400 for out of state people for the no blockout everything pass.
Oh yeah, I'm blocked out.
Yes, you're different.
I got blackouts.
So $1,400. So you need to go on like 2 6-day trips roughly, and remember you can park for free. You get some other perks with some dining discounts. The merchandise is 20% off. So if you're going to be buying merchandise anyway, that is a factor. I mean, 20% off Disney merchandise is a legit discount.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Now, if you're not going to buy a single souvenir, don't buy things just to use the discount, right? So it's one of those things where just one person in your party has to have it, and they just always have to do the checking out when you're shopping, right? And you get the discount. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat on that one.
There's also annual pass holder days where you get discounts at resorts. Those kind of come when it's slow time.
We're staying on an annual pass holder rate on our current trip. So basically, there was the public offer, a certain percent off different rooms for different dates. But the annual pass holder one gave an extra 5% off our room. So you take 5% off, several $100s, it adds up.
Tell you what, though, the math isn't as mathing as it was 8 years ago when we started this show.
I don't know. No, the regular park ticket price has gone up. The math still maths.
Okay, the math still maths. I'm still. I mean, it's still have an annual. I feel like it's getting that Disney's trying to find that limit on the annual pass holder number. I think.
I feel like if you're gonna go multiple times a year, the math is still fantastic.
Oh, I agree. I'm not giving up my AP ever, but it's just part of just pay that bill every year.
Like taxes, death, and taxes.
Sounds good. Well, that is all the questions from all of our listeners. So thank you so much for leaving all those. That was a lot to read. I stumbled upon a few of those.
You're
So
gonna be okay.
I'm going to be okay. We are recording this early because we will be at Walt Disney World when this show comes out. So thank you so much to everyone who asked things. And thank you to our Patreons for supporting the show. Hopefully we see both our listeners and our Patreons while we're at the parks. And then be sure to follow us at Rope Drop Radio for all of our things that we did. And then, of course, next week will be our trip report from our big trip, which we always love to talk about. And then book a trip with Touring and Cruises today. Their contact is in the show notes as well. We got to get to our Patreon show that we probably recorded in the parks. We also have one that just came out about our non-Disney stuff that we talked about, non-Disney listener questions. And so thank you so much. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.